It was a calm evening when I noticed him step through the doorway of the bar. I hadn't expected to see Jason there. Truthfully, I hadn't even expected to find myself sitting across from someone else that night. My chest tightened the second our eyes met, though I forced myself to remain composed. After all, technically, I wasn't doing anything wrong. Was I? The man across from me was John, someone I'd met only a few weeks earlier. He was light-hearted, easy to talk to, and for the first time in ages, he made me feel like I still mattered. But there was a reason I hadn't told Jason about him. Jason had been my boyfriend for 2 years, the man I loved, the man I thought I'd build a future with. Yet recently, things between us had shifted. He'd grown distant and cold, consumed by his schedule, yes, but also by something heavier. An emotional absence that cut deeper than his long work hours. Every time I tried to open up, he brushed me off with the same tired excuse. I'm exhausted, it's nothing personal. But it was personal to me. It felt like I was losing him, piece by piece. And then came John. He listened when I needed to be heard. He made me feel visible again, something Jason hadn't managed in a long while. I wasn't falling in love with John. I knew that. He was simply filling the empty space Jason had left behind. But that night, as Jason stood in the doorway of the bar, I realized just how badly I had misstepped. His eyes locked onto me, a mixture of pain and something sharper burning behind them. Yes, he was angry, but beneath that anger lived a sadness so raw it tore through the mask he tried to keep in place. My words caught in my throat. What could I possibly say? How could I explain this without sounding like a betrayal? Sensing the tension, John quickly pushed back his chair. I think I should leave, he said carefully, trying to ease the weight of the moment. But it wasn't John's presence that cut the deepest. It was the look on Jason's face, the look that said everything was already broken. He didn't acknowledge John at all. His gaze never left mine. And then he spoke, his voice low, unsteady, and devastating. You've been seeing him behind my back, he said. But that's not what hurts the most. What kills me is that you didn't trust me enough to tell me something was wrong. The words hit harder than any accusation. Jason wasn't fixated on John. What crushed him was that I had sought comfort elsewhere instead of coming to him. You think I don't care? His voice shook, but he didn't raise it. I've been working so hard because I wanted to give you everything. I wanted to make sure you had the best life I could give. I didn't realize I was losing you while I was trying to build it. His confession landed like a blow to my chest. Suddenly, the weight of it all came crashing down. The guilt, the shame, the painful clarity that while I'd been drowning in my own loneliness, Jason had been struggling silently too. I'd convinced myself he no longer valued me, when all along, he'd been sacrificing himself to make me happy. What broke me wasn't just his words. It was his silence afterward. He didn't yell. He didn't accuse. He simply let go. Without another word, Jason turned and walked out, leaving me at the table with the wreckage I had created. My heart felt like it had been ripped apart. Every instinct screamed at me to chase after him, to apologize, to beg him to stay, but deep down, I knew it was too late. The damage was already done. I had told myself I was the one who'd been hurt, the one neglected. But the truth was far harsher. I was the one who had failed him. And the most painful part wasn't that he walked away. It was that he no longer cared enough to fight for us. I didn't run after him. I didn't call. I sat there frozen, hollow, realizing that the man who had once been my world was gone. Not because of another man, but because I had already given up on us long before he did. That night taught me the hardest truth of all. When you look to someone else to fill an emptiness, you risk losing the very person who was holding your heart the whole time.